Hello.
We got Rafferty in. Rafferty, what's up in Huntsville, brother?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, indeed, man.
Awesome.
What's up? Quick heat check. Rafferty, what's the weather like down there in Huntsville, man?
Oh, we're about 40 right now, making our way to about 68 today, hopefully.
Nice.
61. My bad.
Degrees. AG, what about you in Houston, man?
Man, I'm not far from Raffi. I'm about 44, but we're headed to 73 and sunny.
Well, we're all Austin, man. You hear the folks here at 1040 O Street at the mothership. We're warmer than both of them right now at 45, but we're not going to get warmer because the high our high is 59 for the day. But it's 45. It feels like 39 degrees here on this Friday morning in Austin. Raff and AG, it is noticeably different view outside this morning. There's less snow. You still see a lot of the dirty snow. And speaking of the dirty snow, Raff and AG, Austin, you know this. You've probably been seeing it around town. Does your car have a lot of dirt on it from the snow?
Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous.
That's a Midwest thing.
Dude, exciting.
Yes. They were saying, the meteorologist was saying that because of the dust that was coming from the south, when a storm, when it's snowing, it'll pick up any of those things, those elements that are coming from the south, because it's from actually Texas, they were saying, the southwestern Texas, because all the dust storms they were having, it got caught up with the snow, brought it in, hence why a lot of the vehicles look like we went down a dirt road when it was muddy rather than snow. Hence why it's drying out. I was watching on the news yesterday, and people were asking, seeing a lot on social media, why is the snow so black? It was, this is what took place. Kind of gave a graphic demonstration of it. So hence why, fellas, car washes are doing very good in Lincoln, Nebraska, and surrounding areas today.
Oh, that's everywhere in the middle south. So from down here, like my truck is like that right now too. So I'm gonna go either Saturday, Sunday. I say Saturday is gonna be a lawn cutting day for me. I got trees in the backyard that I got hack down.
Wow.
Which is fine. I love cutting grass. That's like my woosah right there.
Therapy.
I remember me and Brett, we used to have conversations about cutting grass. He had it just like a quarterback. Like he was like, he knew the type of grass. Oh, I got that Bermuda green or Bermuda blue grass in my backyard on my about 15 acres. I'm like, okay, nice. And then I'm gonna pull a tree stump out too. I'm like, which that means you got a forklift or something that you could pull the tree stump out.
When you snatch tree stumps up, you know you got some serious lawn equipment when you're doing stuff like that.
Facts. I was like, I'm not pulling no tree stumps out today. I'm just de-weeding and edging. That's about it on the sit down, you know.
Austin, are you guys, Austin, do you like cutting lawns, man, and edging it up?
I love it.
Mowing the lawn, yes. Mm-hmm. Anything beyond that, kind of unnecessary. I'll get to it when it gets bad. Mm-hmm. Kind of like cleaning my room or doing my laundry. You know what? It's not that bad, but I don't want to have to do it all the time. All the little details, not necessarily my thing.
That's your thing?
Yeah.
Raffy, what about you? You're a lawn cutting guy, man?
The only thing I like about grass is golfing on it.
See, I enjoy it. My cousin has started a business about 2 years ago, so he does it now. But I have no problem cutting my lawn. Like you said, AG, man, it's therapeutic for me. It's just calming. I love edging my yard. I cannot stand a yard that's got that's not lined up. If it's mine, if it's yours, that's one thing. But if it's mine, I got that blade one too, to where you go through it. Not the with the the weed whacker. No, I got that blade that you go right down the line with the cement. AG, I know you know what I'm talking about. You probably have one.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Gotta have that thing crisp.
Yes, indeed, man.
Don't have that extra fray off the edge where you see grass, little weed. No, it's got to be clean, just like on my head. I gotta have clean lines on that haircut.
Gotta be lined up, AG.
Yes, sir. Gotta be lined up, bro. I don't want to be. Nope.
You know what, AG? Isn't it satisfying though when you get done? And my kids tease me about this all the time, especially now. She goes, "Dad, you are literally old dad now." She goes, "You will literally walk outside and just go look at the lawn and then walk back in." And that I'm that dude now, man.
Yeah, you see the lines. Like I see the lines. Like I started it between my brothers because I was cutting grass with my brothers in high school, getting $20 a lawn. And between that, starting there, but then when I got to Green Bay, I would watch the lawns guy, the lawn keeper or the grass keeper out there in Lambeau during this time of year when obviously the weather's not happy. You know, it's not fair to the grass in the Midwest up there. So what they had a system when they figured out when science and technology came in, they developed these little kind of like solar panels to give the Lambeau field 24 hours of sun every day. So they basically sit on top of it. So when the sun is now deep south where they don't get a lot of sunlight, well, it's springtime now, so we're bouncing back up. But when October hits, that's when the days of sun count down to, like, I think in Green Bay sometimes days of sun, it's like maybe 6 hours of sunlight. And that they have those little panels on top. And at first when I found out, like I saw them, I'm like, what's those? It's like, oh, that's the extra sunlight for the solar panels for the grass. I'm like, really? It's like, yeah. And then nobody walks on it other than y'all on Sundays. I'm like, dang, the grass gets treated better than us, the players. I was like, oh, okay. I was
Let's see
like,
what priorities are.
right. I said, dang, I love to be some grass in Lambeau Field. Get it good. I was just joking.
Hey, well, I tell you what, unknown texter, I'm with you, 8356. I find it relaxing to sit on the deck and watch the underground sprinklers run too. Oh, man, just there is nothing like that, especially on a summer night as well. I'm with you on that. Craig, what's up?
You're old, AD.
I know, man. It's those simple things, man. The simple things. Craig says, get off my grass, guy. Growing in a new spot. AD got crime scene tape around it.
Yeah, get off my lawn.
I think it's the way I was brought up from my dad, Austin, Raff, and AG, in that my father, when he cleaned, because we said we're son of janitors, man. My dad would clean something, he would always look back and say, and just take pride in it. So when you clean something, you take back and say, you know what, and you can see something you did that day. That's why, farming, agriculture, you can actually go back and see something that you accomplished that day because there was something that was done. So I don't know. We like our lawns. Real quick, someone mentioned here, I think it's the OJCJ. Good morning, brother. And Raff, you might be able to answer this better than I can. And AG, you might as well. But Raff, I know that being the avid golfer you are. Question for you golfers. They're headed to the Dominican tomorrow for a week. Any course suggestions?
I haven't golfed there.
Got to be AG here.
No, I've been there a few times. They got some courses. I just don't know names of courses, so I can't help you there, buddy.
Yeah, I've been to.
There's good courses there, though. There's some really beautiful courses there. Obviously, because it's the Caribbean, year-round sunlight and water for the grass. So, hey, if you go to Miami, I know it's a high price one though, but Doral, I would suggest that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the Dominican, I'm not sure, brother. I mean, let's text line. If you've been to the Dominican Republic and you've played golf down there, help out OJCJ. He is going down there to play some golf. I will say this about the grass in those areas. I do list. It's different grass we play with here. A lot of them sometimes have that Bermuda bit, and it's real. It's kind of like a sponge almost. So
that's the best stuff. That's when you know they take care of grass. Between places I've been to Las Vegas, Florida area, from Miami all the way up to Orlando, Tampa area, and then parts of Texas too, where that grass is like you're on your carpet at home.
Yep.
And it's like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Why can't we play on this? And I'll be like, what's going on? But I did have one field that I was like, I can't wait to get down there, only just because it felt great in terms of the field, not felt great playing against the team, was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers field. That field was like a putting green. I was like, oh my goodness. I see why y'all so fast down here.
Yeah.
I'll be in pregame warm-up. I'll be like, Rondé, hey, y'all cheating. I see why y'all not fast. It's the field. It ain't nothing here to trip on. It is flat land. It's spongy. It's almost like feeling like running on an indoor track. If you ever run on an indoor track, you know what I'm talking about. Because as a sprinter, they put it's almost like it feels like it springs under the floor. A lot of bounce. So it gives you bounce. And that's what that field in Tampa felt like. It felt like, I was like, man, y'all cheating. I said, y'all cheating on all levels. For one, y'all got great weather, and then all of y'all fast already, and then y'all got field that makes you even faster. I'm like, oh man, this is why y'all got the best team defense in the NFL right now.
Well, I tell you what else went fast was yesterday's games. We'll dive in that a little bit. Old Dad 34. He's with us. AG. He likes that feeling of the grass being done. And Money G in Kansas. Yes, Louis does help fertilize the lawn. In fact, I'm going to get a temporary fence. I was looking at it yesterday. It's the sectionals. I looked it up on Amazon. I don't want to put a fence in my backyard because my neighbors have one, but I have to let Louis out in the front with a cord. And keeps getting caught on the landscape lights and all the rest of that stuff. So I'm going to get
You got a visible fence, man. You got to push it. You got some money. Get that visible fence for Louis.
I'm going to get some panel fencing to where it's a lot easier to take up and take down. So at least an area for him to go in the backyard area.
Invisible fence.
Yeah.
Invisible fence, AD. Trust me. It's a godsend. I've been doing it for 20 years with my dogs, and they love it. They love it.
Yeah, Louis needs something like that, man. Yeah. He needs something like that.
The training sucks, though, because they have to get shocked.
Yeah.
They do. They got to get shocked one time, and that's for me, my little 10-year-old came out when one of my doggies, he's gone now, but Alfred, my first bully I had, and he had to get shocked on the fence. And I was just, I thought I was going to feel bad, but I kind of laughed. I was like, oh my God.
Uh-oh.
He didn't like it at all. And then he knew right away, don't go in that area. He looked at me, he's like, Daddy, like, what's going on? I'm like, this babe, pup, you got to go through it, pup. You got to go through it, buddy. And he did. And he knew where not to go. Trust me. He knew where not to go.
Well, Barney, I think I'm going to take you up on that too in the text line. Put an underground fence. That's what I did and love it. Look at that as well, man. You guys, yesterday's games, Austin is here. Gentlemen, if you guys haven't seen him yet on the streamline, you definitely know that Duke is playing today. He's got the Duke hat on. He's got the Duke pullover on, man. He is ready.
And the shoes.
Oh, you got Duke shoes on.
Oh, he got Dookie shoes on. Hold on. I gotta see the feet. Are they some Jordans? They gotta be some Jordans. Oh, they nice.
You see it.
You need some M Jordans. Oh, he got Duke on there.
Yeah.
Oh, he all in.
We have the Duke shoes
on there. I like it.
You guys, he's
game day.
I respect Austin right now. He's all about that Duke life, right? I know a lot of former Duke guys, like the guys that represented me, Austin, at us that worked with us, Lee Steinberg. They were all from North Carolina and Duke area.
How about that?
They went to, if you remember, a basketball player. I don't know if he played a whole lot, but he's a fantastic agent right now. He represents half of the NFL quarterbacks. His name is Carmen Wallace. He was a forward for the Dukies back in 1997, 1990. So we're the same age. So when I got drafted, he came out of college, became a runner for Lee Steinberg, but then eventually now he negotiates Von Miller, big, Aaron Rodgers contracts. That's what he's he's behind that right now. But he's a Dukie. Yeah, good guy. And he's a gamer. He's my man. He's the one that gets me hooked up with everybody. So.
Well, his Dukie's got Mount St. Mary's at 150 today. There's a lot of games going on today, guys. We got a full show for you today. We're gonna obviously Nebraska women. They tip off. We got a preview for that. We'll talk about it on the other side of this break. Of course, they're taking on Louisville 5 p.m. Our very own Nick Sainert is down there covering that. He will call in. He had a very late night. I'll let him describe that because it was a nightmare game.
Once again, the airport. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Probably.
Yes. So we got in very late last night. We'll talk about the preview of the Louisville versus Nebraska basketball game, the craziness of yesterday. All I'm going to say is McNeese State. We'll talk about that as well, and a number of other upsets. And also a particular story, gentlemen, I found this morning that I thought was interesting about a young man that actually went to Denver to watch his former team play, kind of from his eyes, and we'll dive into that as well. But we got a full story for you. I also want to know, how is your bracket doing? Text us in. Let us know on the text line. How is your bracket doing? Me and Raff's exchange yesterday. I'm going to let Raff talk about his later because I don't think he wants to discuss his. Heck, I don't want to discuss mine either. Mine is not doing well either. But if you had Georgia, which Raff did not have that, a buddy of mine had Georgia, and we get a text yesterday goes, I'm out. Goodbye. He had Georgia winning it all, and obviously Georgia is now done. So we'll talk about those things as well. There's a lot of other folks that went one and done of teams they didn't expect. A team just south of us did it to us again. If you had that particular team, and I think you know who I'm talking about, a particular bird that's down there. So we'll discuss that as well. Folks, when we come back on the other side, though, we will discuss the women preview against Louisville. Louisville is stacked. Now, they did lose their last three, but they're all top 10 opponents who they lost to as well. So we'll discuss Louisville versus Nebraska. Folks, it is Friday. And also, We'll be back down again. The team will be back down. Buffalo Wings and Rings starting at what time today?
Right after us, 11 a.m.
Right after us, 11 a.m. Austin will be holding down the 1s and 2s here. You'll have Jake and the team that'll be down there as well. How many brackets did we have yesterday? People that showed up and showed out. And we appreciate all the listeners that registered, that got your bracket in, that got ping pong balls yesterday. Jake had great footage of people that were piling inside the venue yesterday. How many total we have, Austin, you think, man?
He had over 300. Very clearly over 300.
I think it was close to 400 because I think I saw Jake's bracket is like 395th or something.
Oh, wow.
Like that, so
I'm seeing 503 officially.
Oh, hello.
503.
503. Folks, thank you for participating and making it. Just makes it that much funner, man. It's March Madness. Who cares what your bracket does? Of course, you put a lot of money on it. You might care a little more than what I do. I actually only did one bracket this year. I was like, you know what? It is what it is. I didn't want to do the multiple. AG, you just did one as well, right?
No, I did not. I was so busy. I'm doing one now. I'm gonna do a women's bracket right now. I'm doing it.
You're doing a men's one right now.
Is that too late for that?
No, yeah, I'm way late. Trust me. Yeah, I know. I was like, because last night, because I had my own bracket challenge that I did for my foundation, so I had all that going. So in my head, it's like I can't fill out a bracket. And then when it hit me, when y'all were talking, I said, "Oh dang, I could have did one with the ticket.
Yeah,
I could have did one on ESPN. So at least I'm getting an ESPN women's bracket filled out right now." While we're talking. So here we go.
Raff, did you do a few of them or just one?
I just did one.
Yeah, I got you. We'll talk brackets. Austin, about yourself, man? Did you get a few or just one of them?
One for me. My wife did one, and we did one for my son as well. So he did
watch him win.
He did the one that's in the ticket group, and he is a 303rd out of 503.
He's doing better than Jake.
He is.
Folks, on the other side, we'll talk about the women right now. They are down in Dallas, and they are about 9 hours away, give or take, about 7.5, 8 hours away from tip-off. We'll have Nick in at about 10:25 to discuss that live from Dallas. We'll be right back, folks. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
I'm Chief Dave Engler. When a fire truck hits a pothole with 12 tons of fast-moving equipment and crew, it's a problem. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue Lincoln's quarter-cent sales tax for street improvements. A vote against eliminates the street funding. A vote for will not raise your taxes and keeps the funding in place. And better roads means faster response times. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com.
We use our Lincoln streets every day, and so do first responders. But visitors and out-of-town commuters also do. A quarter-cent sales tax for streets passed by voters in 2019 makes those commuters pay about $6 million a year to improve streets. On your ballot in April is a measure to continue it. A vote against means no more funds from commuters. A vote for will not raise your taxes, and commuters still pay. Learn more at LincolnOnTheMove.com. Paid for by the City of Lincoln.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Well, it's the middle of winter, the holidays are over, and the weather is unpredictable. Isn't there anything to look forward to? You bet there is. Cash Blast from your Nebraska Lottery is back. Until April 1st, buy a 2x2 ticket and enter the voucher number online for a chance to win one of 7 weekly drawings for $5,000 or $500. And if your voucher is from a 7-day draw ticket, your prize is doubled. Hey, there's nothing like a little green to cure the winter blues. 2x2 top prize odds 1 in 105,000.
Love is in the air, and so are big savings. It's the Big I Do event at Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those magical 2 days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday and get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it. And stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings, 68th and O.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
We're in Baton Rouge at the original Raising Cane's with the man that started it all.
Wait, are you the Yes Chef guy?
Todd started this place 28 years ago with one goal in mind: making the best chicken fingers in the world. We got their famous box combo, chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries, Texas toast slaw, and their world famous cane sauce. Could shed a tear right now.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back on this beautiful Friday morning. Again, want to give a shout out to all the first responders that have been out there. And also, man, just like I said, this is not a political thing. This is a human thing. You know, our thoughts and condolences go out to former Lincoln Mayor Don Wesley. Passed away a couple of days ago. That was just caught me off guard. I didn't know Don very well, but a lot of joint business and meetings and things I've spoken at, to where I had times to sit down with him for coffee before events and discuss the event for the day, event that morning, whatever event we were happen to be doing together, me emceeing or speaking or vice versa. So again, our thoughts and families go out to Don Wesley and his family. Like I said, that was a tough one to read and to hear about former Nebraska Mayor, Lincoln Mayor, Don Wesley. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the Wesley family on that. Gentlemen, we got a big game at 5 o'clock. The ladies are taking care of business. And you think about, Austin and AG and Raff, you think about how this all started for Nebraska women. You think back in November, and, we had all these high hopes of what's going on. And it just seemed like bad news after bad news was coming as far as the injury-wise for Nebraska basketball. But yet that here they are. And Amy Williams talks about together a lot. Together. They start practice by in a huddle saying together. They end practice by saying together in a huddle. And they've done it all year long, it seems like, gentlemen. You think about the injuries that took place, and yet Nebraska, Natalie Potts goes out November 19th, okay? Torn ACL. Kind of their heart, kind of their Big Ten freshman of the year from last year. November 19th, tears ACL. I believe that game was against North Alabama. I forget who they were playing against that game. I'd have to look it up later. And then Allison Widener, the third time she tears her ACL on January 11th. They were literally in a walkthrough before they were going to go out to Rutgers, Austin, AG, and Raff. They were literally in a walkthrough that Saturday morning. We're going to take off, I guess, an hour later, give or take. Just came down on it wrong. Her third time for Allison Widener. It just seemed like it was cruel at that time. You guys, let me ask you guys this. Did you expect Nebraska to rebound after losing? I mean, just rebound the way they've done after losing two of their stars like that?
Yeah. I mean, it's really like a question that you don't even have to ask that question, because they're a team coached by Coach Amy Williams that's the mindset. In a team that understands that you got to go through a rough season in the Big Ten. You got to have that next lady up at mentality, because injuries are going to happen. That's one thing about sports you cannot control, and you got to be ready to play no matter who's on the court or not on the court.
Raff, what about you, my man?
Well, the thing with that is, I don't think you ever have a team that gives in, that they're always trying, but at some point you wonder if the injuries are going to be too much for the team to overcome. But as the years went on, it seems like that those injuries and the team, they've galvanized. I mean, even just 2 days ago when they flew down there dealing with the weather and being 6 hours late and all that stuff, it seems like it's working as galvanization for this team, to come together as one. So what you're hoping for tonight is that, they can continue to, play that way and put their best game out on the court. You want to see Markowski and Prince, come out and play the games that we hope that they can play. You'd hate to see, not to get their best out of them, but I think you will tonight.
Austin, what about you, man?
I think it's interesting, because I think when we think about teams in general in this age of the transfer portal, if we don't know who the next player up is, it's, they don't have any depth. If we've never heard their name, we don't know who they are. It's, they're probably sure they don't have anyone coming. The mark of a healthy program is having that next player up mentality. I think the Husker women's basketball has done a good job of building that depth, because, you had Big Ten freshman of the year, Natalie Potts, that high-low game with Markowski, inside, outside, worked pretty well for them. Well, guess what? Jess Petrie was ready. Petra Bojan played some minutes from time to time. And Maya Hargrave was a baller as a freshman out of Chicago. The Widener one hurts a little bit, because I still want to see a little bit more from Nebraska's guards, right? Britt Prince has done a good job stepping up. Callan Hake is a glue guy for that team as well. Logan Nisley will pop up from time to time. It's about guards in March, right? I've had some questions about this team ceiling, because the floor is there. Nebraska's going to win, 18 to 22 games in the regular season. That's what they're going to do. They're going to handle business against the teams they should beat. They'll probably lose after, 2.5, 3 competitive quarters against a really good team. Your USCs, your UCLAs. That's where I think a spark plug like Allison Widener that can change the game defensively would have gone a long way for this team, especially as Britt Prince was still growing into the game of college basketball.
Austin, I think what he said there, gentlemen, that at least resonates with me. The mark of a healthy program is backups. And we look across on the opposite side, the guys' team, that has been their Achilles heel as far as that goes. We can go football too, but keeping on basketball, wouldn't you guys say that's a big shout out to Amy Williams and her team for not only one recruiting, but also development? Next person up, next scale up. They've got great development there, man.
Yeah, so it's development, and it's the coaches making the game plan for the team and what their team needs to have the foundation structure about it. Because if you don't have that foundation of players that are available, that means having 2 or 3 backups per position. Then you set yourself up for problems later in the season of any sport when you don't have enough point guards or enough centers or enough forwards where you at least have 2, maybe 3 people that can come up and there's not a drop off in performance. That's all in planning. That's all in the development, like you said, AD. Once you do that, that's your job as a coach, from the off season to regular season to right before the start of the season, all that stuff. Lions, it's leading to making sure, obviously, you got your number 1 player, coming in, but then if she goes down, then we have the next player up. And then if they go down, the next player up. Then after that, it's like, if you got, it's just unfortunate, because I know we had an injury bug one year in Green Bay where we lost 11 of the defensive starters and 9 of the offensive starters in one season. That's just bad luck, and it happens. You just got to roll with what you got. And that's when we found out about Sam Congato. So it's just about coaching and planning, and Amy Williams and her staff has done a good job with that.
Absolutely. Raff, think about it. It's not been the same person shining each night for Nebraska and each game for Nebraska. Obviously, you had Markowski, against Illinois. I think only had like 9 points, or give or take. And Amy goes, she was the mouthpiece that spurred and encouraged them on. So, and it's different. And sometimes you had, freshmen, Britt Prince, who, like I said, grew up in front of our eyes, that took over games. And you had Kaylin as well. Kylan Haken, who took over at times as a junior guard, which she really had to step up with Widener being gone. Then other times you had Alberta Rimdahl that would step in. What kind of, and the way that she plays, so I just kind of like her just gritty stuff. Well, the whole team is gritty as far as that go, but in particular Rimdahl. Then you watch up Petra Bozen. She's got a smooth jump hook, man. Very smooth, very fluid. I was telling AG and Raff just a few weeks ago, I forgot that she played international basketball, and it shows. Because you're thinking there's no way she could be a freshman, and she plays like that, Austin. Like she's played some international basketball as well. And then there are times you'd have Jessica Petrie that would step up, and Amaya Hargrove, and of course, Kendall Moriarty. With that being said, gentlemen, and Raff, I'm bringing this back to you as far as that goes. You look at Louisville, and I was kind of looking, do some background on them. They have 2 freshmen that have famous dads. So you got Gilbert Arenas' daughter, Azalea Arenas, she's 5'9" guard, and McKinley Randolph. I forgot about her dad, Zach Randolph, who played 17 years in the pros. So Azalea Arenas and McKinley Randolph both went to the same high school, Sierra Canyon High School there in California. Obviously, NBA pedigree on those gals. Raff, with a team like that, and they are deep as far as Louisville goes. You have a Jada Curry. He's their first team All-CC guard. She's averaging 13 points a game. You got the big gal, that 6'3" guard forward, Olivia Cochran. She's averaging 10 points a game. Nyla Harris is their other power forward. She's averaging 9 points a game and 5 rebounds. And their all-freshman selection, Tijana Roberts, very explosive, gets to the hoop, makes and creates on her own. All that being said, Raff, and their guards, their backcourt pressures you a lot. Britt Prince, it's not like she's going to be surprised by this because she's played, UCLA. She's seen the best guards that are out there as far as that goes. Illinois, that young girl. Austin, what's that young girl's name for Illinois, that point guard? She bent her ankle against us.
Yeah, I can.
You know what I'm talking about, though. So Britt Prince, we do find it with a sec. Raff,
and Juju Watkins in USC.
Yeah, Juju at USC. So you think about that with the pressure in Nebraska, like you mentioned, Raff, the 6 hours, time, obviously the delay they had, weather-wise, etc. How does Nebraska have to come out in this game dealing with all the things they've dealt with so far?
First, Nebraska's got to be Nebraska. You can't get lost in the other team. You can't get lost in, the dads, who the famous dads are, their pedigree. Nebraska's just got to come out and play, be Nebraska, just not get caught up in the tournament, but be them.
I love it.
That's it. Don't look at the stats. I love what Raff just said. Don't look at the dads, where their high school is located. No, they put on their shoes 1 foot at a time, just like we do.
Right.
Go out there and play Amy Williams basketball, Nebraska basketball. Obviously, tighten it up on defense because they're going to get a good defense from Louisville. Their defensive guard, their guards play well and get a lot of steals. So kind of match that effort, right? Try to match the effort in terms of the gameplay too. Keep it clean. Not a lot of turnovers. Obviously, get the ball in the paint to Markowski early and often, and then work on making sure that Louisville doesn't get to their comfort spot. Don't make it easy on them to get where they want to, play outside or play inside with the guard or with their forwards, or play outside with their guards and dribble drive and stuff like that. Make it difficult, and then play the mind game from there. Just try to be a step ahead of them with the players and the coaches, with the players on the court and the coaches on the sideline.
It's a big game for Nebraska. They have to prove that Danny Busboom Kelly made the right choice.
Brought in the volleyball analogy.
I hear you. I was like, wait a minute. I don't think those are either one of the coaches. But, I see where you're going with this, Austin.
Yeah.
I like the way Austin thinks here. It throws in the curveball.
Oh, yeah.
Or a half-court shot. That was a half-court shot right there.
Eyes closed even, AZ.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of familiarity, of course, with Amy Williams and Coach Walls, Louisville's coach. He was at Nebraska prior to going other places. And so Amy played for him, actually, when he was one of the assistant coaches here under Sandiford, under Paul Sandiford. This is Nebraska's third time in the past 4 years to go into the in-state tournament. It'd be nice to see them go a little deeper this time as far as getting these games taken care of. Tip-off, 5 o'clock. Nick is going to be doing, it's going to be on live television on ESPN. It's going to be the call. Brandon Van Lagen and Andrea Lloyd are going to be on the call for that game. Of course, our very own Nick Sainer is going to be there covering it as well. We give him live tweets, etc. And we're going to have him on the air about 10:25. And I know, and all of us know, when you get in late after traveling like that, at least for me, I don't know about you guys, it's hard for me to go to sleep right away because I'm so tired. You kind of wind down. So if Nick got in, after midnight, ain't no telling what time he got to bed, man. By the time you get from the airport to downtown Dallas, the traffic.
It depends if he packed a check-in bag so he could go straight to the ride share pickup area.
Yeah, I think Nick had a carry-on, so I think he might be good.
Yeah, then he gets right there a little. That saves a good 10, 15 minutes right there.
Absolutely. Folks, when we come back, we got some NCAA history, something to think about. We're going to go back to that One Shiny Moment song, too. So we're going to add that into the mix. We'll talk about that. And then after 10 o'clock hour, we're going to discuss a lot of craziness that took place yesterday in March Madness. There are some teams that are elated, and there's some teams right now that are dejected as they woke up this morning to reality. They are done dancing. We'll be back, folks. Talk about it. It's The Drive, 93.7 A Ticket.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those magical 2 days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday and get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it. And stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings, 68th and O.
Well, it's the middle of winter, the holidays are over, and the weather is unpredictable. Isn't there anything to look forward to? You bet there is. Cash Blast from your Nebraska Lottery is back. Until April 1st, buy a 2x2 ticket and enter the voucher number online for a chance to win one of 7 weekly drawings for $5,000 or $500. And if your voucher is from a 7-day draw ticket, your prize is doubled. Hey, there's nothing like a little green to cure the winter blues. 2x2 top prize odds 1 in 105,000.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Spring is the time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henrys at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Love is in the air, and so are big savings. It's the Big I Do event at Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions, April 4th through the 6th. For 3 days only, enjoy 20% off all engagement rings and wedding bands, plus exclusive bridal collections from our top designers. Whether you're saying yes or I do, shop now for the year's best prices and selection. April 4th through 6th, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, South Point Pavilions.
Hey Stars fans, I'm goaltender William Prowse. Be here at the Icebox on Saturday, March 22nd, when we host the Sioux Falls Stampede at 6:05. It's Pucks and Paws night at that box, so you can bring your dog to the game with you. Lock in your seats for March 22nd now by getting your tickets at LincolnStars.com.
Now back to the drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back with some history time. Raff, what do you got first to start it off? I got a lot, so you go first, man.
Oh, man. I am going to go with some television. I can't go sports today. 35 years ago today, who shot JR? The biggest.
That's a good one.
Or 45, my bad. 45 years ago today. 45 years ago today.
That was a good one.
JR.
I mean, the craziest cliffhanger in the history of television.
You there, brother?
Yep.
Hello?
That's all I got.
Oh, you said it went dark.
Back to cliffhanger.
And then also on this day in 1984, the NFL outlawed celebrations. So the Fun Bunch was gone.
What?
Mark Gastineau's dancing was gone. Billy White Shoes Johnson gone. Butch Johnson gone.
Dance, right.
The No Fun League.
Well, they brought all that back now. I'll tell you that much.
Yes, they have.
They changed over the years. They got choreographed like Janet Jackson going on, pretty much. and her crew.
AG, what you got, my man?
I got new history. So going on today in esports. So Riot, a game developer who makes the game League of Legends, they made the announcement this morning, March 24th, that they have a new TFT league, which is Teamfight Tactics, Tier 1 esports circuit. So it's sort of a, I say, turn-based game. So if you're playing a card game, AD, right, in person, so you have your cards in front of you. Obviously, you got your your kings and your queens and your aces. So in TFT, you have cards that have, stronger cards than others. So you look at your deck, you put your card down and you play it, right? And so that is the type of style of game they call turn-based in our world of video games. It's just like playing regular cards, but obviously the biggest card that has the best character on the card with the power that could beat your card, boom, that's what's going on. So they're going to have an esports circuit starting up what's the dates? Thinking of starting it this weekend here. So first week starting qualification between now and next week, and going on to 1 to 32 weeks of game in play games coming up here in the next couple months for TFT. So this is big for them because their first IP and biggest IP is League of Legends. Big game where back in 2018, League of Legends sold out the Staples Center with they sold out the Staples Center, and then they had over 17 million people worldwide watching the League of Legends World Championships back in 2018.
Wow.
So there you go. New history.
New history.
Sports. New history.
Question for you guys regarding the NIT. Austin, Raff, AG. Raff, starting with you. When did the NIT start? When was the inception of the NIT?
Don't know.
Actually, I believe the NIT was more popular than the national championship.
It was. I do remember that.
Give me a year.
1912.
1912. AG, what's your guess?
I don't know. I knew it was popular. This is popular, if not more popular than the NCAA tournament. Oh man. I don't know. I would say in the 50s, maybe 1955.
Okay. Austin, what's yours?
I was in the same neighborhood as Raff, so I'm gonna end up saying let's go like 1915.
1938, a year before the NCAA tournament.
I was close.
Yep, 1938 was
sorry, you were over. You lost.
I was closer than y'all.
We're playing Price is Right here.
No, we're playing within 20 or less. No, we're not. So you just came up with that, and I'm gonna come up with no. I was close.
1938. Here's the next one. So 1938. The NIT, of course, is made up of teams who did not make it. And obviously, now you have the crown as well that Nebraska will be playing in on Monday. They have that against Arizona State. UMBC first owned the biggest upset in March Madness history. The Retrievers. They were the first 16 seed win against number 1 seed Virginia. They beat Virginia 74-54 in 2018. UMBC. What school is that, gentlemen? Because I had no idea.
Maryland, Baltimore County.
There you go.
Maryland, Baltimore County.
Basketball aficionado you are. Yes, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. The Retrievers beat the number 1 Virginia 74. And they didn't beat them. They beat the smoke out of them. Blew them out by 20 in 2018. So in 2023, you all remember this one. Farley Dickinson University out of New Jersey knocked out number 1 Purdue.
Yep.
March Madness chaos in history as far as that goes. Now, Austin, I'm going to do this because you're with us on the show. Duke, you're Dukies.
2014? You going 2014 AD?
No, not yet. No. Duke owns the second largest comeback in fifth largest. I'm going to let you start it first, Austin, if you remember this. But they own the second largest comeback in fifth largest lead blown in NCAA tournament history. The 2001 Blue Devils stormed back to beat who, Austin, after being down by 22 points?
I believe that would have been the Maryland Terrapins.
There you go. This man is a bad man.
Hello.
While Duke's 1989 team lost despite leading one team by 18. And that was in 1989. So that might be a little before your time. When you were around. No, you weren't around.
I was not around.
Yeah.
I
forget you're what, 26? 26.
Going
Yes.
27. Yeah.
No, 1999.
98.
98. I was gonna say 98. I got a 28-year-old, I have a 24-year-old, I have a 22-year-old, and a 30-year-old. Actually, I have two 28-year-olds and a 30-year-old. So yeah, I'm like, Austin, you're in that. What's up, son? How you doing? How you doing, kid?
They are the Big East. I'll give you that hint. They are the Big East.
Okay.
They were leading by 18 over this team.
Was Danny Ferry on this team?
Ooh, would have been that era. For some reason, I have UConn in my head, but I don't know if I want to go with the Huskies. Should I?
Got a guess, Raff?
Not
the Huskies.
Okay.
AG, got a guess?
Nah.
Seton Hall.
Oh yeah.
This is not my
PJ Carlesimo.
Seton Hall.
PJ Carlesimo.
Carlesimo.
Hey.
Folks, when we
Forget
come
about
back, forget about it, huh? When we come back, folks, we have a lot of March Madness to discuss too. Talk about brackets. We get 2 people on the text line that says theirs have been busted already. But don't forget March Mayhem with 93.7 a ticket. It's going to be live from Buffalo Wings and Rings, 68th and O Street, 11 a.m. So doors will open up in an hour, 11 a.m. or they'll open up at 10:15 again.
I believe just at 11 today.
11 o'clock today because it's the second day. So 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come watch all the games with the team today. They're giving away prizes at the top of every hour starting from 12 to 5 p.m. No purchase necessary. Anyone who stops by will get a raffle ticket whenever they sit down. Price like appetizers, beer buckets, beer pitchers, coolers, Dr. Pepper prize pack, 93.7 the ticket prize packs, more. First game starts 11:15 a.m. Mississippi State versus Baylor, with more games throughout the entire late morning, afternoon, and evening. Of course, the Husker women's basketball versus Louisville's at 5 p.m. ESPN. And catch the game at Wings and Rings as well. Food, beer, prices, and sports talk. Buffalo Rings and Rings, 68th and O Street. We'll be right back, folks. March Madness on the drive.
We're in Baton Rouge at the original Raising Cane's with the man that started it all.
Wait, are you the Yes Chef guy?
Todd started this place 28 years ago with one goal in mind: making the best chicken fingers in the world. We got their famous box combo, chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries, Texas toast slaw, and their world famous cane sauce. Good shed a tear right now.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Plus, Koppel has over 10,500 off list on other select new models. Our pre-owned truck lot is full of late model low gyms as well. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with a roof credit, 0% is standalone.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Buffalo Wings and Rings today on 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day, and it will be breezy. Snatching high near 56. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds, below around 29. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies return. It'll be breezy with an afternoon high near 64. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Hey Stars fans, I'm goaltender William Prowse. Be here at the Icebox on Saturday, March 22nd, when we host the Sioux Falls Stampede at 6:05. It's Pucks and Paws night at that box, so you can bring your dog to the game with you. Lock in your seats for March 22nd now by getting your tickets at lincolnstars.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Welcome to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0. And bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East sports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. And Craig, I appreciate that. We may be going through some technical difficulties. Craig says there's some static that's going on the radio again.
So, got an update on this from Rebecca. With everything going on with the transmitter, we are working on getting it fixed. We're going to be down for a few hours, and then don't be surprised if it's spotty throughout the week. So,
the FM, yeah,
the FM dial. We have app. We have streams.
Absolutely,
you can still catch us.
Absolutely,
it's all good.
Absolutely, Craig. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate all you guys and gals' patience. Again, that's some kind of out of our hands, but they're doing the best they can to get those things back up and running again. When you think about this, I got friends in Omaha that still don't have power as far as that goes. You know, your family get their power back on up in Omaha?
I don't know. Haven't heard from them.
Okay. Might be why you haven't heard from them.
Might be why I haven't heard from them.
Dave from Renew, he goes, he thought it was Sue Ellen talking about Dallas, who shot JR. David watched it live. So was it Sue Ellen, Raff?
No, it actually was Sue Ellen's sister, Kristen.
Talking about Dallas. Again, that's something before you were born.
I've heard of it.
We weren't allowed to watch the soaps at my house growing up. I mean, that was something kind of on the side. I mean, they could. My parents didn't approve it very much, you know.
It's on. I think it's on Amazon Prime now. So I've been watching old episodes every once in a while.
Nice. Well, I tell you what, folks, there was some March Madness that took place yesterday. Raff, what's your bracket looking like, man?
A little rough. I had belief that Kansas was going to put things together because I thought they had the players. I figured Bill Self would be able to round his team into a shape. I thought maybe they might make a little run into maybe the Sweet 16, maybe the Great 8, but that was not to be. Kansas had in Kansas standards, a very horrible year. I mean, it's rough goings in Kansas right now, I would think. I mean, they'd won 17 consecutive years in the first round, and now that's finished.
They dropped to Arkansas yesterday. Again, I mean, like Austin, you mentioned Arkansas started 0-5, and they were like, man, there was I'm not saying there was buyer's remorse, but there was a lot of whispers going on down in Arkansas with the obviously bringing in Calipari. It's like, okay, did we do the right thing? And he brought in obviously a lot of money, a lot of players. In fact, his entire roster was flipped. And they end up knocking out Kansas 79-72.
Would you like some Kansas stats?
Yes, please.
Okay. Some Kansas factoids from various people on Twitter. Kansas has been the preseason #1 team 5 times in its history. It has never once qualified for the Sweet 16 in those 5 seasons.
Read that again.
Kansas has been the preseason #1 team in the AP poll 5 different times. It has never made the Sweet 16 in one of those seasons.
Never.
Remember, they were obviously this year they were preseason #1 too, and drop. And you know what, guys? You know, AG, I don't consider it being an upset that Arkansas beat Kansas. That's just me personally. What's your thoughts on it, AG?
I mean, I didn't think it was an upset. I just think that, like, I believe that a team, like even Bill Self, like his interview post game was like, he didn't say it, but he was posturing towards the whole NIL thing, right? And to me, this is just to me, my opinion, what I read in his body language, the way he would, and the words that used, he didn't point no blame to himself as a coach, and to where he just kind of, the first thing he said was like, we had a different roster or something about his roster. And I'm like, well, that's dependent on you. And then also the players and how they practice. So to answer the question, to see KU come out early to Arkansas, which is a NIL squad pretty much from Patino, hey, this is the sign of the times. And, you got to compete. And I know KU has the funds to do that. So, and also you can't rest on your laurels being a school like KU that obviously been down that road all the way to the end several times, but you can't look, that's 20 years ago, that's 10 years ago. And not saying that Bill Self is laying on his laurels, and the players are too, but just saying, hey, you got to catch up to what's going on now. Transfer portal, NIL, you got to start, knocking on those collectives' door and saying, hey, this is how we need to plan out my season for our team and get ready. Because for next year, I don't want to get, bounced in the first round. I don't care who I'm facing. Even if I'm a 12th seed and I'm playing against the 1 seed, I don't want to get bounced. We're going to still come through because we are that school that can have the talent, that has the talent in the past and now to go to the next level and produce. But we want to produce now at our level to make it make us competitive along with all the other Big Ten ACC schools.
Austin and Raff and AG, you look at KU, if you're part of their fan base, now obviously I'm saying this, just for the comparative thing. You look at KU's fan base, would you say they're just as pissed off as, I can't say it's Nebraska's fan base because Nebraska hasn't even been to it. I mean, we haven't even won one yet. But there's some frustration. Frustration is frustration, as far as that goes. Think about this. As Self, I think there's even more pressure in that you're loaded with all of this talent and you're not advancing past the first round. So even as you're burning it up regular season. You know what I'm saying, fellas? You're burning it up. As a fan, are you saying, yeah, they're doing that now, but wait until March? Are you kind of like that right now?
Well, I'll say me as a fan, I watch it through competitive eyes, so they just wasn't competitive, in that night. But to say that it's something that is going to be long lasting, it is what it is. It's sports. You just got to basically have that night. If you don't have that night, then you're sitting at home and you're going home. Pretty much, it's not rocket science. It's win or lose, basically. It's win or lose.
Another
Raff,
thing
you
too
sent me a
is,
text. You were just kind of like, man, I'm done. You went to bed.
yeah, you paid a lot of money to get Hunter Dickinson, to come to Kansas, and he was gone the entire second half. The only thing he was good for was a turnover. I mean, that's hard when the guy that you're paying a lot of money to come in and and show up in those games, he was not there. But I just kept on hanging on to, okay, it's Bill Self. I know that regular season's been a little rough for them, but it's sort of like Tom Izzo, like Michigan State, they'll struggle a little bit in regular season, but you're like, yeah, but once they get to the tournament, he knows what to do, what buttons to push. And I guess that's what I was thinking that Bill Self was going to do. And I mean, they had their opportunities to win that game. It's just they had some costly turnovers there at the end too that really hurt them.
Well, and Self did push some of the right buttons, right? He went zone, and that completely flummoxed Arkansas,
Yes, it
right?
did.
Like you do against Coach Cal and his teams in March. You go zone, they don't know how to break it. It got Kansas back in the game. Raff, I'm glad you brought up Hunter Dickinson. I saw this on Twitter, some more Kansas stats. In his 22 seasons at Kansas, Bill Self's 2 years with Hunter Dickinson ranked 21st and 22nd in losses.
Oh, boy.
21st and 22nd in win-loss percentage. 21st and 22nd in conference losses and big in conference winning percentage. 20th and 22nd in Ken Pom ranking, and worst and tied second worst seed in the NCAA tournament. Dickinson's a really good player, right? We know what he can do, but you see that this team was ranked preseason number 1 because of all the talent.
Right.
Were we wrong as a general college basketball populace for believing Kansas is the number 1? I don't know. I mean, certainly there's probably more talent than losing in the first round to Arkansas, which is also kind of a band of misfit toys. But also,
same record, everything.
Right. Maybe they just underperformed. That happens from teams to time. So I'm not going to right now take it as, Bill Self has lost his fastball. Bill Self can't coach. Bill Self just needs to adjust. And we hear that from John Cook all the time. The great ones adjust. It's a crossroads, I think, for him right now at Kansas. They're not screwed. The program's not over with, but he's got to look himself in the mirror and say, what do I have to do better now?
That's what agreeing with Austin. It's just that you just got to adjust to NIL, transfer portal, and what's going on in your space, and then control your space. You can't go beyond that, and that's kind of, I think that's when now listening to Austin talk and then going back to see my picture, my photo of and video of Bill Self, his post game conversation. It now makes sense because he's kind of like, what? This is what we could afford, basically. If he could say that, right? If he could have said this is what we could afford because we paid for this player and played for that player and played obviously my salary while I'm here. That's what the money we got could get us. Now that means we got to next year we need to up the ante to get us the players here on the roster. Then maybe an assistant here or two. And then eventually, if I'm not doing my job right, I got to go because this is about winning and getting through the tournament and winning championships.
Yeah,
and winning conference championships as well.
And the money's key at getting the players in there. But at the end of the day, you're going to have the team gel. I mean, that's the huge thing. That what you're going to find out in the new age of college sports is, you can go on and you can get all the 5-star players. You can pay a ton of money. But if you don't get the team to gel as a team, you're still going to have other teams that are going to pass them up.
And gel is both in terms of chemistry and on-court fit.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
why I was always lower on this Kansas team is because Hunter Dickinson ruined Michigan. He's a good player, but those locker rooms did not like each other, and that was entirely apparent on the court. And this Kansas team, Bill Self at one point was playing 3 non-shooting big men together. Their point guard's a non-shooter. Dickinson's not a shooter. KJ Adams, who left with an injury, wish him all the best, is a non-shooter. You're asking a lot from 2 guys to space the floor when you're playing through a cramped floor like that. So I don't love what Bill Self did with this Kansas team, but again, it's not over for him.
No, I think the thing with Bill Self, I mean, we got unknown texter 2553 goes, as a KU fan, I'm pretty bleeped pissed off. And you know what? And that was kind of before he even sent that, I was thinking, if I'm a KU fan, you're thinking of the amount of talent they had on that squad, and to lose again, Arkansas, that is a hell of a basketball team, first of all. So I don't think I don't call it an upset, But I do say that the KU team that played under their capability, though, that's for sure. Because, Raff, as you mentioned, man, their big man Hunter he was Casper the Ghost. Yeah. And it wasn't just him. There were other guys that had turnovers. You're thinking, like, what were you even looking at that point? And you look at Calipari said this after the game. He goes, I think they played they switched to that zone, but they switched to a 2 and something. Give a defense. He goes,
triangle and 2?
Triangle and 2. Mm-hmm. He goes, we didn't prepare for it. When he said that, I'm thinking, you really got to be pissed off right now if you're a KU fan, where the opposing coach who beat you said we didn't prepare for that and still sneaks out with a win.
Yeah, and I'll say that could potentially be where they never saw it on tape, right? You go back 3-4 games, and sometimes they'll see either something missed or something that's not there. But then as players and as coaches, you know, we did this every now and then, AD, you know, with our team, where we threw in plays that we know the other team hadn't seen on film yet.
Hadn't seen it
you know,
yet.
so that's just a coaching thing. And it's playing. Remember, sometimes the coaches are playing chess out there. The players are playing the game, you know, physical game, grabbing boards, steals, and dunking on people. But the coaches, we're playing chess. We're setting up the board to say, okay, in this situation, if they do this, this is how we're going to counter that. And so that's where Self got caught in a conundrum right there of not be able to stop a team and scoring points or scoring points for himself.
Which Blue Bloods fans should be more pissed off right now? Kansas or North Carolina? They haven't loved Hubert Davis. You know, who's in a better or worse spot, Kansas or Carolina?
I don't know. To me, it's just I like these questions because I know why they get answered. You know, this is talk radio. But like for Hubert, for Bill, just keep winning. I think right now Bill is okay, right, for this situation he's in. And Hubie and then Davis as well. I'm not.
He got extended.
Yeah, so it wasn't a train wreck, right? I say if it was a train wreck for either one of those this season, then we will be talking about, or they already say, hey, this is the new coach at KU or this is the new coach at UNC. But we're not there because it wasn't a train wreck. It's just a cause and effect of NIL coming in, and we all said it, adjustment going on between coaching staffs in terms of what they had to do on the court and off the court.
Also, right now, too, look at it. Probably the Kansas fans are probably going to be the most upset because I feel North Carolina is going to win another couple of games and probably get to like the grade 8. So their program will be readjusted come the end of this tournament.
Yeah, it's unknown texter again, being an avid KU fan, one of the reasons I think it brings a good point, you guys. We'll go to break. Who's that? Nick coming in at 10:25. First time under Bill Self, KU didn't have a first round draft pick. They didn't have the alpha male. You know, well, you thought Hunter was going to be that alpha male guy, you know, and you thought he was going to be that person, but it just seemed to me they were just disjointed and just uncharacteristic of a KU team, man. Very uncharacteristic of a KU team not to play in sync. Obviously, hiccups at times, like any team's going to have as far as that goes, but it kind of plagued them all year at different times. You know what I'm saying?
It was interesting because I thought they did get a couple alpha males, right? Zeke Mayo from South Dakota State who came down, Lawrence Kidd coming back home. I thought he should have had the ball in his hands more. And AJ Storr was that guy at Kansas.
Yeah.
You know, he was going to bounce around, wait till he got that $1 million offer. He certainly acted like an alpha male, but didn't back it up with his play. And then I don't know if that's because they weren't empowered or they were never as good as they showed. I tend to believe it was the first one, right? Because Bill Self wanted to play through the first guy that he got in Hunter Dickinson, and DeJuan Harris is a guy who he trusts that I didn't necessarily love as a point guard. So I think Kansas had guys that were capable of it. I just don't know if they were ever fully unleashed like that for a variety of reasons.
Right.
It was definitely different. But we'll come back too. I know AG, you got to dip out with my man. So great weekend to you. We got Nick coming in at 10:25, 10:26. We're definitely going to talk about the McNeese State game as well. How they're still celebrating down in Louisiana right now as far as that goes. And also we'll get, like I said, Nick will be talking live about Nebraska versus Louisville. Preview of that. Folks, it's the drive. It is March Madness. You may be actually mad right now, and that's okay. It happens during this time of year.
Hey, Woodside. Go cut some grass. We'll be
right back. We're going to cut the break.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200 new Hondas and over 125 pre-owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months, or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Hey Stars fans, I'm goaltender William Prowse. Be here at the Icebox on Saturday, March 22nd, when we host the Sioux Falls Stampede at 6:05. It's Pucks and Paws night at that box, so you can bring your dog to the game with you. Lock in your seats for March 22nd now by getting your tickets at lincolnstars.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day, and it will be breezy. Snapping high in your 56. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds, below around 29. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies return. It'll be breezy with an afternoon high near 64. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Hey, what are you talking about over there?
Huh?
I said, what are you talking about?
You know, Bill, I think it's time for both of us to get our hearing checked. We should head over to Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about them. They offer a free hearing consultation and screening, affordable hearing aid prices, and a knowledgeable staff with over 30 years of experience.
Visit Christensen Hearing Analytics today in Williamsburg Village or give them a call at 402-489-3450. Christensen Hearing Analytics. A better life starts with better hearing.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. We are back. And also, we got someone that's not back, but he's where he's supposed to be right now, finally. Nick Sainer, good morning, my man.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we doing on this fine Friday?
Doing good. You got home. You got not home, but you got in on Friday down there, basically, didn't you?
I sure did. It was a heck of a travel day. I don't even know if the original flight that I was supposed to be on, if that even left Omaha ever. It was a thing where it got delayed 3 or 4 times throughout the afternoon because there was a plane in Dallas that was supposed to be up in Omaha that had mechanical issues, and so then that delayed our flight that was supposed to leave and come back down here to Dallas. Got delayed 4 times, and finally when it said it was going to take off a little after 10:30, I thought, you know what, maybe it's time for me to look around and see if there's any other flights available out of here tonight. And so did that, and there was one available from another company, from another airline, and at 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon I booked it, and I caught my flight at 6:40 in the evening from Omaha. So it was a race against the clock, but we're here. Had a little bit of a mechanical issue on the tarmac in St. Louis, and we landed in Dallas at about 1 a.m. or so, and then I had about a 40-minute Uber ride because the airline that I selected, it flew into the airport that is much farther away.
So you flew into Love then?
I did. Well, because Southwest. So I mean, that's the thing. United didn't have any flights. I was originally supposed to fly out American. They didn't have any additional flights, and so my only choice was Southwest when it was all said and done. And they don't fly into DFW, so it was either I had to be here at somewhat early in the morning because I had to go pick up my credential from TCU. So I had to do that. And so it was like I couldn't catch a 7 a.m. flight that got me here at 11 because I needed to pick up the credential at 8:30. So it's been kind of a wild couple of hours, but we're excited for the day. It's going to be a really fun day.
There you go. Now you can at least breathe a little bit now that you got all the credentials. You're there. You're settled.
Oh yeah.
And watch some basketball.
Yeah. Now and hopefully if Nebraska wins, that means that I get to stay until Sunday because after all the debacles and stuff yesterday, if Nebraska unfortunately loses and I come back tomorrow, that's going to be a lot of travel in just 48 hours. I'm gonna feel like Raff and AD for once.
And no golf Sunday either, man.
yeah, exactly. I don't know. We haven't heard anything on that yet, so that's still TBD. But I'd much rather just stay here in Dallas. It's going to be like 85 degrees the entire weekend. I don't know what I left, but I'm sure it's a little bit warmer here than it is there, guys.
What part of the city are you staying in?
So right now I'm in next to, I believe I'm in Abilene. I honestly, as bad as it is, I don't know. I'm pretty close to Fort Worth.
Other things on your mind?
Yeah, right. I'm pretty close to Fort Worth. I think I'm in Fort Worth actually, because I'm about 9 minutes away from TCU's campus. So it's pretty close here. But I mean, guys, we gotta let the people know though, real quick, that this segment, and how about this? I come on for one of the most important segments of the day. The segment that's sponsored by Renew Your Auto. And call or text Nate, Eric, or David at 402-833-3858 or visit Renew online at renewyourauto.com. Raffy, I can ask you the question from Fort Worth while you're in Bama. What does Renew do best?
Everything.
That is right. Body shop, ceramic coatings, window tinting, spray and bed liners, paintless dent repair, and so much more. Give Nate, Eric, or David a text or a call today, 402-833-3858, or learn more at renewyourauto.com and see what Renew can do for you.
Boom.
Appreciate it, Dave, for renewing your team as always. Nick, before we hop into, and Raff, and also before we hop into, of course, some additional preview for Nebraska's matchup at 5 p.m. against Louisville, 7th seeded Louisville versus our number 10 Lady Nebraska Huskers. McNeese State. How does Clemson only have 13 points at halftime?
They had a big second half.
They had more points in the last 45 seconds of the game than they did in the first half. They scored 14 points in 45 seconds to end the game after 13 points in 20 minutes.
That's crazy right there, man.
Will Wade, American gangster.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, and that whole situation with Will Wade right now, to where you don't know what his future is, because now the reports are saying that nothing is signed from NC State. So I mean, like, guys, I cannot tell you the fumble that it would be if NC State does not get Will Wade. Because I was talking to Austin yesterday at Wings and Rings. I was saying, dude, imagine if you're an NC State fan watching this game right now, and this is what you have coming. Can you imagine the excitement and then the dramatic letdown if they end up not getting him? I mean, my goodness. You talk about going through a table? Well, I mean, isn't it all money at this point?
Yeah, if nothing's signed, he's still free agent.
But if it's this close to done, I can't imagine it getting walked back. I think, especially if NC State, you see them win this game the way they did it. Yeah. I think this is what makes you pony up, and you slide that piece of paper across the table today if you can.
Well, and I mean, I would ask you this then: let's say, hypothetically speaking, Villanova comes out and is like, "Hey," which I don't think Villanova's in play. I don't think that fits.
Not in the slightest.
Not in the slightest. But just to appease the masses and for a hypothetical situation, it's, if let's say Villanova is there, a Big East job is 1,000 times more appealing in my mind than an ACC job, especially after this year.
Mm-hmm. Well, Villanova, one thing that they're looking at.
Austin,
online,
do you agree on that?
Not fully. I mean, on the pros for the Big East is it's more of a basketball conference, and more of that money will go that way. So I see the argument, but I still think that there's probably still some more prestige and maybe even a higher ceiling in the ACC, where you have more blue bloods, you have more history, you do have the ESPN backing as well. And I know Big East is Fox, and that's not bad at all. But I just think that it's a little bit higher risk, higher reward in the ACC, just because of all the history, the tradition of that conference, how it'll still get propped up, how you can be at the forefront of saying, oh yeah, I was one of the guys that helped resurrect the ACC. It was me and Ryan Odom and John Shire, and we're the ones that, and Brad Brownell, that brought the ACC back to where it was supposed to be. Big East is good. Big East is solid. There's a lot of upside in that job as well. But maybe I'm Duke homering it a little bit, but I still think that there's a little higher ceiling in the ACC, mostly just in terms of the narrative.
Okay, I suppose I can see that. I suppose. I think it's easy to look at the narratives and allow that to kind of formulate your own entire opinion as well. And maybe that's what I'm doing a little bit as well. But like, I look at it as you look at a couple of the representatives from the ACC. I did not buy Clemson, whether they played McNeese or whether they played Will Wade. It doesn't matter. Take the names out of it. I wasn't very big on Clemson. Brad Brownell gets a 6-year extension before yesterday's game, and they end up losing in the round of 64. Louisville did not look very good. I like Pat Kelsey, but Louisville didn't look very good. Plus, you ran into an incredibly hot shooting Creighton team. So I just maybe it was the narratives of the ACC did not look good yesterday, and I'm allowing that to formulate my own opinion. But AD, I interrupted you earlier. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. The only thing I was going to say with that, I thought it was something that Will Wade came out in the presser afterwards. He goes, Villanova's trying to buy a coach out of the NCAA tournament right now. That's what he told reporters following their win. He didn't say who, but it's been rumored, according to Adam Zagoria of NewJersey.NJ.com. He goes, potentially Mike Cronin of UCLA, VCU's Ryan Odom, or New Mexico State's Richard Pitino have all been linked to that job. Obviously, nothing confirmed, but those have been a few. If you got some more, Austin, have been linked to
Kevin
that as well?
Willard is the other one. We heard that come out with SMU hiring away Maryland's AD. So Maryland's AD is really tight with Mike Loxley. They're friends going back a ways. And so Kevin Willard's been trying to put some pressure on Damon Evans to invest more in basketball. He came out and said, yeah, they didn't even let us stay an extra night in New York City for our Christmas tournament because it was too big of an expense. And this is Maryland. This isn't some nobody. This is Under Armour money. This is a pretty historical basketball program. So I wouldn't be surprised if Damon Evans is, since he's taking the SMU job, if that means Kevin Willard won the power struggle, or if Willard sees, no, I'm still not going to get the funding, so I might dip anyways.
It's, it shows you in this, even during the big dance, things are going on. Because, like I said, and we know as well as we do, there's some coaches. Villanova just Saturday, I think, was fired this past weekend after the tournament. He was out. There's still a lot of places that a lot of pieces that where people end up. We just don't know yet. But I thought it was you guys. It was ironic that Wade just came out. I'm like, kind of like, what does that have to do with you? I mean, you just focus on your game. But I think that's kind of been some gamemanship there as well. Just kind of to say, hey, I'm not the only one. Kind of deflection, if you would. Some deflection from his own situation.
I think what I appreciated most about Will Wade's press conference yesterday after the game was it goes back to the transparency piece. He says everything that people are thinking. He just says it out loud, and there's a bit of respect from me specifically that goes towards that, because he comes out and he's like, look, our guys probably got paid today, and that's the goal in it all. Is players want to go somewhere where they get paid the most money and they can have an opportunity to further their basketball career. I want to go somewhere where I get paid more and can further my coaching career. He's like, it's a win-win for everybody. Now, that doesn't take, and I thought it was really, really fascinating because he said something along the lines of, it doesn't take anything away, or it doesn't mean that we're not bought into McNeese. It doesn't mean that we don't want to be here or we don't appreciate McNeese. I think we sometimes get those mixed up, to where we automatically say, just because I want to get paid more doesn't mean I don't love where I'm currently at. The hypothetical scenario here is, if you love your job, you love your boss, you love this area, but you know what? You have a chance to grow your career and also get paid more. Yeah. Both things can be true. Just because you take option B doesn't mean you mismanaged or you disrespected or you were ill will towards option A where you currently were at. It just means you're trying to better yourself. And so I think Will Wade says the quiet things out loud and is very transparent, which in this day and age of college athletics, where we're all like, yeah, you know what? We know there's a lot of NIL money out there, but we don't know how much. And it's just all open-ended questions. He's providing a little bit of answers to everybody that's curious about it.
And Nick, I think you bring up a good point. And Raff, I'm sure you would concur, as well as Austin as well. There is nothing wrong with saying, you know what, this company's going to pay me more. Yep. I am going to have probably some more resource. Not probably, you're going to have more resources as far as that goes. As we sit here right now, Austin, someone along O Street is negotiating a job right now. You know, in some company, or someone has just started their first week, first month, first day with a new organization somewhere up and down this street, both north and south of us, east and west. It happens all the time. And at times, and Nick, I'm so glad you bring that up, because at times you think, well, why are they leaving? Well, because a lot of people leave their jobs outside of sports, whether it's with a bank or with a insurance company, health field, regardless of what it is, because it's called advancement. It's called advancement of what it is. And a lot of times people say, why would they leave? Well, the same reason why you would probably leave your job, or at least entertain the opportunity to leave your job, if someone was willing to offer you more money, more resources, etc.
We're not upset at Ben McCollum for bringing his players from Division II.
Nope.
Are we going to be upset at Will Wade from bringing his players from McNeese to NC State? It's not, apples to apples, but it's not that far off either.
Perfect example. You look at what Google Me.
Right.
Indiana. He brought a lot of his guys from James Madison and won. And no, I mean, obviously, you can't fault the guy. He made more money. Actually, he's making a lot more money now because he just resigned again. So it happens in all sports to where it sucks if it's you, the team that you're leaving for. But it's that part of it. That part of it has always happened in athletics.
How much of this show was you guys bringing up Kurt Cignetti, and how much of it was Nick? I know Nick is a big Kurt Cignetti guy.
No, you're thinking about Freeman.
Right?
He's got a man crush on Freeman, man.
He's also a Six guy.
Right?
Yeah. Nick, tell us about what's going on. Like I said, what time do you get down to the arena? Kind of what's your pregame? What's your expectations when Nebraska tips off against 7th seed Louisville at 5 p.m.?
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to watch TCU and their incredibly experienced roster go up against Fairleigh Dickinson. That's a 2 seed versus a 15 seed matchup. That one tips off 2:30 in the afternoon, so I'll get down there before that game. But I think when you just a brief note on TCU guys, they're 31-3 on the year. They have a 7th-year player on their team in Sedona Prince. Sedona obviously came from Oregon. She was the one that people might remember from back in the bubble. I believe it was like, what was that, 2021, where she posted the video of, hey, look at the men's locker or men's weight room, look at their practice court, and then look at ours while we're in the bubble. And she basically changed the NCAA. I mean, that's honestly what it is. I'll be 100% transparent with that. Her video where she came out and said, look, the NCAA then responded to the pictures of our weight room saying that it was a space issue. She said, let me turn around and show you the rest of the open area. And it kind of put the NCAA on blast. And so Sedona Prince is still with TCU. She transferred there a couple of seasons ago, makes a lot of NIL money, but nonetheless, Sedona, she averages almost 18 a game. And then their point guard. We talked about the importance of point guards, and I want to carry that over into Nebraska here in just a second, is Haley Van Lith. Haley Van Lith really made her name known a couple of years ago when she played in the national championship game or in the Final Four as well. She was with Louisville for 3 years. Then she went to LSU for 1 year last year, and now she transferred for her 5th year to TCU, and she's averaging close to 18 points a game as well. But just a steady point guard. And I say that about TCU because they're 31-3. They should have no problem with Fairleigh Dickinson. And they're the host team here in this one. So you look at Nebraska, though, and I want to stay on point guards for a second because I actually flew. It was the same flight situation as it was with Prince's family. So I was flying with Britt Prince's parent or her family. And I knew Ann Prince, her mom, decently well because we covered them all the time when Elkhorn North was winning state championships. So we were visiting about stuff and everything on the flights. And it got me thinking when I was sitting on the plane from St. Louis to Dallas about Nebraska, the differences in the point guard situations between the men's team and the women's team. And you have to remember that Nebraska women's basketball right now is going from a shift in a steady, experienced point guard or ball handler primarily in Jazz Shelley last year. She graduates, and there's been little to no drop off to where Britt Prince has come in as a freshman. She's settled in, and not often is a program like Nebraska women's basketball that isn't extremely successful on the national scale. Are they going to be able to go turn to a 5-star point guard as a true freshman and say, here's the keys, here's our offense? But they've been able to, and Britt's handled it really well. And so we're continuing. We talked about this, the evolution, the advancement, to use that word again, of you go from Jazz Shelley, who was experienced, then like Izzy Bourne was on that team. They passed the keys down then to Alexis Markowski. Now Britt Prince is having them. Like this is probably going to be Alexis Markowski's final weekend unless Nebraska is able to upset TCU and Louisville ever playing basketball for Nebraska again. So this is where now, once again, we see Britt Prince fully take over. I just think that point guard situation, it gives you such a better opportunity to win, guys, when you have somebody that you actually trust up there.
You know, it goes into one of you guys go ahead, Raff, but it goes when what Austin said earlier, Nick, to where the sign of a healthy program is depth and development. And like to your point, we've seen the evolution of Britt Prince right in front of our eyes, in particular in the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah.
Nick, when you look at this Nebraska team, do you think that if it wins a game or two, it's going to be because Prince and Markowski stepped up, or because maybe it's a Callan Hake or a Logan Nisley or a Jess Petrie, stars in their roles stepping up and making big shots at big times?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think, Austin, like you and I talked about the state tournament, not to go back to that, but I think we talked about it extensively. Like, stars need to show up. So like Nebraska's going to need to have Alexis Markowski do her thing, especially on the glass. Louisville rebounds it really well. And that's one of the things that they actually talked about in their press conference yesterday was on the glass. It's how does Alexis handle that matchup with Louisville? When you look at and then Britt Prince do her thing. But I do think the role players are important. I think the entire attitude for this team ever since Natalie Potts has went down with a season-ending injury, that's what will allow Nebraska to win. And maybe upset a couple of teams, is that mindset of like, they don't really have a choice. Amy Williams said it yesterday. She goes, one of my favorite parts about this team is that they realize, hey, look, we don't really have a choice. Natalie Potts is injured. Allison Widener is injured. We don't have a choice but to step up. And for the most part, role players have stepped up. The Callan Hakes have stepped up. Logan Nisley's hit some big shots. Jess Petrie, obviously the freshman down low, is big. I just think like, that is what is allowing Nebraska to have success. And I do think they'll actually get past Louisville today. My opinion's kind of changed on that. I think Nebraska has the correct mindset to get past a team like Louisville. And it's because of something that Amy Williams said yesterday of just like, they don't have a choice. That's just all they have to do. Plus, they've dealt with significant injuries the last like 3 or 4 years.
Yes,
This is what they're accustomed to.
This team, more than any, to me, Nick, strikes me as that 2021 gritty over pretty kind of attitude. Enough high level players, but a lot of depth players you can put in that are going to be successful in the role. I know it's different sports, but as we look for Nebraska teams to lean into that identity that they all talk about, that 2021 team with Will Bolt and then this one for Amy Williams, I think are probably the two best examples of the last 5 years.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think when you look at Nebraska, like we talk about Britt Prince, she is still fresh. Like there are skills that, and Austin, like you're even more of a basketball guy, so you can even dive deeper in this. But like as you go throughout your college career, your skills get refined. Mm-hmm. And so exceptional year of Britt Prince in her freshman season is not going to be the same as it is her junior year or even her sophomore year next year.
Right.
And so I think you're right. The gritty over pretty mentality right now is a perfect mantra, simply because, number one, when you get to March and it's win or go home, those types of teams are the most dangerous at times. Yep. Mm-hmm. The second thing is it provides excitement and optimism for the future, because once Britt does refine skills even more, she's as good as they come in Nebraska point guard right now. But as she continues to refine her skills and improve, and Callan Hake does the same, and Logan Nisley does the same thing, this team can really get dangerous. And then maybe that's when we say, hey, look, 4 or 5 seed in Nebraska, they are flashy. They do the little things well. They're disciplined, but man, just from a sheer talent standpoint, they're going to win you a game. But that's not this year, and that's okay, because they found still a formula to still win some games.
Talking to a person that's part of that staff there about Britt Prince, there was games earlier in her career, earlier in the season, to where she would show that ball too much, and against those seasoned vets, she was kind of making the ball way too available. She has changed that dramatically as part of her game. So it goes back to your point, Austin and Nick, to where you've seen her basically just evolve in front of our eyes as far as that goes. Nick, I tell you what, my man, we sure appreciate you. Before we go to our last break, I just want to say this real fast as well, Raff and Nick and Austin. 8:30 p.m. tonight, Central, Nebraska baseball takes pitches off against USC, 3-game series. 8:30 p.m. That's going to be on Fox Sports 1. It's going to go Will Walsh. I believe it's going to be the guy who's going to be on the mound to start things off. So that is 8:30 p.m. Fox Sports 1. You'll be able to watch that. Saturday, 4 p.m. They'll be playing. That'll be on the Big Ten Plus. Ty Horn, I believe it's going to be the guy that's going to be taking the first pitch for that. It's going to be leading the mound. And then on Sunday at 2 p.m., that'll be on Big Ten Plus as well, where Jason Brockett will be on the mound then. Wanted to make sure I did not miss that with all the March Madness going on. So in the evening for a nightcap, if you want that tonight, you will have Nebraska baseball on national television. Nick, brother, swim. Be safe, enjoy, be following your tweets, etc. I know Raff, you're probably going to bookmark a few of his tweets, won't you?
Yeah, that's what I do. I follow Nick extensively. I bookmark, I follow. I try to promote Nick Sainert as much as possible.
Meanwhile, he's shadow banning you, right?
Yes.
Oh, I never shadow banned. I did sit on the tarmac, and I texted you guys this. I did sit on the tarmac last night, and I thought, man, maintenance issues. So what happened was our auxiliary generator blew. I get on the plane. I get on the plane, and I'm walking down the aisle, and all of a sudden, like all the fans, all the lights just turn off, and I go, "Oh no!" And everybody's like, "Oh, this doesn't sound good. Oh, what's that beeping?" And I'm just like, there's these all stupid remarks from the peanut gallery, and so I'm just like, okay, whatever. So we sit down, and the pilot comes out. He's like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you probably saw that the lights turned off and that the air conditioner stopped working. So what happened was our generator blew, but we can go ahead and still fly without it. But we still have to write up paperwork. And we're all like sitting there going, you know what? With all this stuff going on, I'm not sure we really want to just say, hey, don't worry about the generator. But we're here, so it's all good. No, I appreciate you guys a ton. What's an upset we're going with today? Any predictions?
Duke? No.
It is the anniversary of Duke Mercer, so if anything's gonna happen.
Yes.
I don't see what real quick. What's yours, Nick?
Mine, I like Colorado State over Memphis today. Another 12-5 upset. I like Nico Medved quite a bit, and I like Colorado State over Memphis.
What about you, Austin?
I ended up picking Colorado State. I'm probably on the same wavelength as Nick. In what will not be Nico Medved's last game, wearing the green and gold in Fort Collins before he retains the gold but grabs another color. It kind of feels like an upset at this point, but I'm taking Ole Miss over Carolina too. Carolina's the lower seed, but I'm starting to talk myself into Ole Miss. So I don't know.
Austin, massive Carolina fan.
Nothing if not consistent.
What about
he
you?
Loves the Tar Heels.
North Carolina, baby. North Carolina continues to roll. They're going to the grade 8.
I am going to say Liberty. Oregon better be very careful with Liberty. Listen, you know what? I have no stats to back it up. I nothing whatsoever. I just look at the right. I'm like, yeah, watch out for that team. I can't come with this wax boldly with this nice soliloquy of reason. Nah, I'm just saying Oregon better watch out.
Put your money on AD. He knows best. He's probably gonna be the only one that hits.
To give you some valid, case for it. Nah, none whatsoever.
Vibes. Big vibes guy.
Yeah. His is gonna be the only one that actually hits.
Yeah.
All right.
I have no
Appreciate it, fellas.
nothing whatsoever. Nick, be safe. We got a very quick break. We'll be back for our last segment. Nick, be safe down there. We'll be right back, folks. It's The Drive.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown's Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular priced athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those magical 2 days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday and get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it. And stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings, 68th and O.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Plus, Koppel has over 10,500 off list on other select new models. Our pre-owned truck lot is full of late model low gyms as well. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with a roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, I appreciate our very own Nick Strainer, a.k.a. Swim, for coming in and dialing in after the tumultuous, crazy trip that he had going down. So appreciate that. Raff, real quick so we can get out of here in 2 minutes. What do you got for the RGT and what do you got for the day's agenda, my man?
All right. Well, today's agenda, I'm going to Douglas, Alabama to watch my friend Chris and Dana's daughter, Lainey, commit to be a cheerleader in college, full ride scholarship. So she's signing her letter of intent today. So I'm going there for that.
Cool. How far of a drive is that for you?
About an hour and 10 minutes.
Not too bad. Well, congratulations for that, man. What do you got for the RGT, my man?
Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to the birthday boy tomorrow. One of our best friends, great guy, would give the shirt off his back for about anyone. Just amazing dude. His name, David Freeoff. David, I hope you have a very happy birthday, brother. You are the definition. You are the picture. You are everything that makes a Raff's Good Take. So happy birthday, your Raff's Good Take.
Freeoff, big bro. You know, me and Dave go back like closely, just the past couple years, man. You know, through the radio, actually. We both went to the same high school, know a lot of the same people. But, you know, Lincoln's a little big town is what I call it. You know, so those relationships kind of bleed into each other. DF is almost like Raff says, almost like we've known our entire lives. Love you to death, big fella. Enjoy your day. I thank God for you. I appreciate you. And it goes into the attitude adjustment, you know, really for today. Folks, if you've got friends, my father would always say, there's a passage that I love in the scripture. It says, in order to have friends, one must first show themselves friendly. One must first show themselves friendly. And Dave, DF, is the epitome of that. Austin, the epitome of that. Raff as well. But when you got folks that are genuine good people, let them know. Let them know. My father would always say, if you don't got any friends, you might want to change who you are. Be more friendly. So that's definitely not something that Dave has to work on. He definitely does that throughout this whole deal with my leg and back and just life. AD, how's things going? Can I do anything for you? Don't want anything, just let me know. Call some people that you mean to reach out to, because when you got good friends, man, you were definitely blessed in this short thing we called life. Raff, take us away, my man. And Austin, we appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, buddy.
Might be stuck with me on Monday, too. It's Nick's at class.
It's not being stuck. We're fortunate and blessed, man. Raff, take us home, my man.
All right, everyone. Have a great day. Have fun watching basketball. Be nice to each other. We'll talk to you on Monday.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
If the week's been too hectic to even think about dinner, or your family can't handle one more night of leftovers, then it's time to let Hog Wild do the cooking. Hog Wild's family packs are one heck of a good deal for a complete barbecue meal loaded with all the smoked meats, tasty sides, buns, and sauces you need to feed your family. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.